You are listening to the USDN on the DFPN.
It's a trap!
What is up, everybody, and welcome to the United States Department of Nerds, where we are for the people, by the people, and of the people. And tonight, we return to the darkness. But this time, it's not folklore. It's not myth. It is something far more unsettling. Because what happens when the person you trust the most isn't who they seem they are? When instinct tells you something is wrong, but your reality refuses to confirm it. Tonight, we dive into a story of paranoia, identity, and the terrifying cost of truth. This is Aha, a horror anthology, episode 2. The Council of Nerds is now in session. Duke, welcome back to the podcast, and Mids, welcome back for the first time.
How do you do?
So,
Thanks, man.
Fellas, I'm going to let y'all take a minute. We'll start with you, Miguel, since this is your first time here, and let you introduce yourself to everybody.
Okay, howdy. I'm Miguel, Canadian comics artist. I'm working on this, and I'm on Webtoon, but not in a long while because they don't pay me. So my upload schedule has been not very good over there.
Duke, over to you, man.
Hey guys, I'm Duke Electric. I'm also Canadian, comic book artist and writer, and I've worked on the comic Greg, which I've brought onto the show before, and we're now here to talk about the Aha Horror Anthology from the CHK Comics book company, publisher.
So, as we all know, Greg is not a true story. Nobody's head will explode tonight. We confirmed this last time when he was on the last time. So everybody is safe to look at him. You look at the suit too long, though, we make no promises.
It might burn your eyes. The suit might burn your eyes.
Very well may. It very well may. I'm going to have to start wearing sunglasses when you're on, my friend.
Awesome.
So how did y'all two connect for this story? And kind of like, what has made this collaboration work so far?
Do you want me to do it? Answer mix?
That's actually for both of y'all. So
Okay.
y'all can talk about how y'all met over coffee, over tea, Tinder, however.
You know what? It was Tinder. We matched, and then we were like, "Yo, we should really get on this comic book anthology together because this is sick." And then we separately put in our application, and then we both got it. And we're like, "This is true love. This is true love right now."
Wow.
And no, we didn't know each other beforehand. We both just signed up for this thing, and Chris just matched everybody up depending on like the style, I guess, of people's work or what people wanted to work on potentially. And yeah, they partnered me and Migs together, and it's been great so far. And yeah, it's been coming along.
Yeah, I didn't know Duke going in, and when we were introduced, I was like, "Oh, we're in the same province. You're less than a 2-hour drive away." I was like, "Okay, great."
So, see, that could have happened then. Y'all could have totally met up for coffee or tea.
Yeah,
whatever.
we could have seen each other at a con and not even known.
We probably have been to the same shows, and
Probably.
You could have got some Timbits together.
Yeah, we could have. Yeah,
the Timbits.
Oh, you didn't know I knew about Tim Hortons? Come on now.
Some Americans don't. I guess that's
A little half and half and some Timbits. Come on.
I'm going to say this though. This is going to be controversial, but Tim Hortons is now technically American. So you guys own Tim Hortons now.
I heard that, and I also heard it was making its way south, which I really hope it is.
Yeah, it's coming. It's going to take over all of the West. So,
but if anybody's actually wondering how everybody got paired up, you can go watch episode 1 of this with Chris Mendoza, and they explain how this all actually came together, which is a really cool story how they did everything. So go watch that episode. It is a great episode with those guys. They are great. They're hilarious together. And then make sure you subscribe to Chris and Chris as well and CHK Comics, because they've been posting tons about this book. And I cannot recommend it enough to y'all. But make sure you watch episode 1 after this episode. But
episode 1. It was good.
I appreciate that. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Me and those guys talked forever, it felt like, even after the fact. So this concept hits immediately. A father who knows something is wrong with his son. And Duke, I'm going to start with you on this. I know your son just turned 1. I told him happy birthday. Don't say I didn't, because I did. Where did the idea for this story come from?
it was kind of it was just like a nugget of an idea that I had floating around, because like, what's the scariest thing to like a parent, and it's always going to be their kid going missing and never coming back potentially. So that was kind of, if you're going to write a horror story, you'd want to write the thing you're most afraid of, and that's obviously something, as being a father for the first time and with my child, that's the number one thing I'd be worried about and afraid of. So so that kind of inspired it from the nugget of the idea. And then the past year, things have just been crazy online. Like, there's so much stuff with AI and just like human trafficking and so many different things, and obviously the Epstein list, all that stuff. We don't have to get into it, but
no.
But I was reading a lot of stuff. People, there's so many like AI experiments, people just like creating brains in a jar basically that can run programs, and that are just really weird biotech stuff going on. And so I just kind of been keeping my eye on that, and just the idea, corporations are always trying to find the fastest way to make money and the cheapest solutions to make money, because that's what they do, because they're capitalists. So, I kind of started thinking more of like, okay, so like AI is going to be very smart. AI would be very like meticulous for whatever it's being told to do. And what better way, after, the first wave of, people are experimented on or whatever, it would obviously start working its way, taking people from the world and stuff. So we touch upon that in the story a bit, but spoiler alert. But I was really into that. I was really into like the thing John Carpenter's The Thing. It's like
so
the biggest.
good.
Yeah, it's the best. Like, I always reference that for any horror.
And what's great about The Thing is we still don't know.
No, you don't know who is who. Like, there's like the video game, like, I don't know if you guys played the Thing video game. It was pretty sick back in the day. And they had like I think they tried to like allude to who was who or whatever, and made more of a mystery, but it's better just as a mystery. I heard
it really is.
And I heard a cool conspiracy theory about it the other day, that they were like the aliens that end up being in the movie, like the whatever, they were saying like the aliens weren't the thing was on the alien ship taking over. So the same thing was happening on an alien ship, which then crashed into Earth. And then that outbreak then came out from like the carcass of the aliens, which was kind of cool if you think about it like that, just like as its own prequel story of that hitting Earth. But
no, so why center this story around something as simple but powerful as a secret phrase only known between a father and his son?
So when I was growing up, I had a secret code with my parents. So we'd always have like a code being like, hey, like if someone comes to pick you up at school and it's not us or not your grandparents and someone weird, we got to have a code, because we don't want you like getting in a car with some random or something happening. So we always had a code in my family. So My mom had a certain code, my dad had a certain code. And it kind of just kept for a really long time. Like whenever there's been like now it's like really smart to have a code with AI because people like are
Yeah.
scamming people and it's like, oh God, okay, I got to figure this out, you know. So now I kind of played on that with this AI thing being like, well, there has to be a code, and you know, it's a father and son trying to stay safe, but
Yeah.
that safety measure is the clue.
Man, that's awesome. Your parents loved you like that, man. That's really, really awesome.
Yeah. With
I got
my
one of
family,
those. Get your ass home before the light turns on.
yeah. Yeah, my parents were divorced. It was one of those things where it was like they both had to have their, because sometimes it would be someone else picking me up, so they had to have that like in place
Yeah.
for that. But yeah, it was cool. It was cool having that, and obviously helped with the story.
So, Mids, over to you, man. When you first read this script, what stood out to you immediately? Other than Duke is just a weirdo, man.
It got weirder as I read it. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
dang, page by page is getting weirder. From the artist side of things, I immediately locked onto the action. That is it. It's in short bursts. I think we were just looking at the brutal violence page, but that is something I enjoy drawing. So just from the artist side, my mind immediately locked onto there because it's like a little puzzle. How do I make that action work on the page?
I like it. What was the first visual that kind of like really like hit you? Like as you were reading this, like what was it that just said like, oh damn?
So but there's this scene where he walks into that one facility that I'll keep vague. And,
Yeah.
and then that was the first thing I drew in like concept art stages. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
So for anybody wondering, I even haven't read this yet. Like all I got was kind of like a meat and potatoes of like a summary of this. So I do understand what he's talking about right now. And yeah. So if you ever seen Blade 3, which is where my mind immediately went when I read that nugget in there. And I was like, oh, this is like in Blade 3 when they had the farm or whatever. Yeah.
It's like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So just a little teaser for you out there. Yeah. And I was like, dude, that's I'm gonna just
it's messed up. Like it's messed up. Like the story doesn't hold back on that end of things. So
no, as it should. And I don't think like all the like I can't wait to read like what I'm really excited to read from this is Pete's Meat, but that's neither here nor there.
That title is so funny. Like
it really is, and the page from it is just like hilarious. I've been using that in like in the thumbnails too. So
nice.
Yeah, I had to do it.
I'm having to go after Pete's Meat in the book order. However they figure that out. Man,
I even made a good joke today, and like I'm surprised you didn't see it yet, Duke. I'm kind of disappointed.
I'm sorry, I was busy today.
It was a good one on social media too, because they're like, oh, episode 2. I was like, hey, yeah, and who knows? And I was like, oh, Duke is up next on the chopping block. Wait, let's not hope he gets confused with that and Pete's Meat. So it was a good one. It was a good one.
Nice. I'll check it out. I'll
check it out later. Check it out later.
Yeah.
Actually, no, you're not on Threads, are you?
No, I'm not. I'm not.
Oh, okay, never mind. Hey, I wasted a good one, but hey.
Sorry. If there's a screenshot, I'll repost.
I'll shoot you a screenshot. Screenshot.
Perfect.
So this story really doesn't jump into the horror aspect of it right away. Kind of creeps into it. For Duke, how did you pace the suspicion and the point of when does the father know, like, really, like, this may not be my son? It wasn't just a phrase, but there was like other little things.
Yeah, I think like the main thing I've been saying to people as like a synopsis or like a quick elevator pitch, it's he's so overprotective, and also just like really trying to keep it together in his family and keep everybody safe and stuff. It's really when that ping goes off on his phone and his son didn't, because he basically drops his son off at school. He goes to pick him up, and his son has like air tags in his bag and like his jacket and stuff, because kids always lose stuff, and nowadays people just do that to find missing items and whatever. And all of a sudden, his kid's in his car, and the kid's like not responding very well to like anything he's saying, and
Mhm.
something's weird about his son, and he's kind of like, okay, well, maybe he's had a bad day, maybe there's something weird. Who knows? Kids sometimes can be a bit, odd, and then you find out it's something that's bothering them, and then you have to figure it out, whatever. But it's really when he gets home and the ping on his phone registers that his son is in a different part of town, even though he just picked up his son and he's at home now.
Mhm.
And then he starts kind of trying to figure out, well, where's the air tags? And then he checks the jacket and he's like, there's no air tags on this jacket. And then he's like, oh shit, like I gotta go. I gotta see
Yeah.
what's going on here. And then that's where the chaos begins, so to speak.
So how important was it for you to kind of hold back a little bit in this story before the big reveal?
I felt, just like any horror story, you really have to like make things safe and have like a sense of security. So we kind of had that with like the breakfast at the beginning, and just the guy just getting an idea of like the ideal family life in this home that we're like
Mhm.
visiting very briefly. And it's kind of like we get a sense of the world, we get a sense of, the dynamic in the family, and everyone's kind of happy and getting along and whatever. And there's a little jump scare at the beginning to kind of be like, ooh, and you're like, oh, okay, but
Yeah.
everything's safe. It's just a silly little thing. Um and then as we get to that point, when the horror starts happening, it kind of like gives you a lot of feeling. I find just like a lot of makes you actually care about the characters and be like, you know what,
Yeah.
I really want these like people to get through this, and I want things to be awesome. And it really helps give that vibe. And I always find like best horror always has security at the beginning and then just
All right.
terrifying at the end.
Just that
And
false sense of security that lulls
yeah,
you in.
yeah.
So, Miguel, how do you visually communicate that something is off before anything is actually confirmed in the story?
So I got sent a lovely reference sheet from Duke, and there's specifically just that one kid from like the evil looking kid that's in my ref
Yeah.
board.
I
What is
think
that from?
I think that's from Insidious, I think.
It's a
Mm.
kid.
Yeah, maybe. I think it was from Insidious.
Yeah. So I tried to breach into uncanny valley territory where it looks mostly right, but something is
Yeah.
clearly fucked up here. That's the
So,
idea, at least.
what techniques did you use to create unease in some of the earlier panels before the action really started to pick up?
So is that for me or for Duke?
It's for you. Yeah. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I take my handy dandy tablet pen and I physically get erratic with the line work when it needs to be in small doses. I think
Mhm.
I'll intend to cut loose a little more and have some more dynamic line work in the later pages where things get more intense. But
Mhm.
for this for the small teases at the beginning, yeah, just a little bit more like panicked movements in my own line work is the idea.
I like it. Just that the little subtle things that, like that within a panel can kind of alert you onto like something's bothering the character as it should be, and I like the little drops in the hat of like, why is this person like acting this way? And like, and then of course, you get the 2 pages over, 3 pages over, and you're like, oh yeah, he had every right to feel that way. So
We have been me and Migs have been going over some stuff, and we are including like some little like psychological things for the reader while they're
mhm.
reading it to make them uneasy. They won't
Oh yeah,
notice fully until like maybe they do
yeah.
like a 2 or 3 rereads, but there's little
Mhm.
things where like, okay, we're gonna put something here that's just gonna be off a little bit, and just such a small detail that like we're
Yeah.
hoping that it really helps with setting the tone of some of these scenes and stuff. So
That's some of that Tinian type of little drops in the hat there that he likes to do in his work.
yeah,
Where it's
I
like,
lots of Kubrick stuff,
oh yeah,
Yeah,
That's a good
dude,
one.
that's the best stuff, man. I love that type of stuff in comic books, especially because it could be nothing, but it could be everything, right?
and sometimes it's the most simple thing that you just wouldn't even pick up on until someone mentions it, or you reread it and be like, wait a second, what's this like change? Something changed here that I didn't realize, and now it's made me uneasy this whole way, and now I figured it out finally. Or you don't figure it out, and it just makes you uneasy, right?
So this next chapter, I don't know how much we can get into this, because we've already kind of described the facility, right? And it's at that point really where the dad realizes like kind of everything has changed in his life.
Yeah.
Where did that idea of the biocomputers come from? We'll talk around it.
Yeah.
Without saying, everybody knows what a biocomputer is, I hope, or has watched enough sci-fi to have an idea of what a biocomputer is.
Yeah, there's been a lot of well, obviously AI uses a lot of energy. That's like number one. And they've been trying to figure out ways of doing this, either like using like lab-made brains to basically conduct electricity or use the electricity from those to help power things locally, or just add any way to put stuff to generate power. We're going like the world's going any way it can, water, solar, whatever AI can generate power with. So when I started reading about that in the newspaper and different things going on in the world with biotech and different dark web stuff, I think there was a website where it's these butterflies that fly on the screen, but they're powered by like little brains in a petri dish, and they basically can calculate and do stuff, and they just fly around, and they think they're a butterfly in a web space, but it's literally a brain in a jar. But they have like a sense of like knowing that they're a butterfly in this digital. It's really weird. I'm probably not even explaining it right, but it's
still just a weird concept.
It's totally
weird.
Who
else also used humans as batteries?
I don't know.
The machines in the Matrix.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. You know what? You had
that look in your eye, like you knew where I was going with that.
The Matrix. Yeah, that's where my brain went first with when Duke was describing the biofarm concept to me.
Yeah.
And that's how they do it in the Matrix, right? They just power off the people, right? They power off their electrical brain energy and whatever.
The electrical currents that your body produces, because you produce electrical currents.
Yeah.
So this is for Miguel. When you were coming up with the design of this facility, kind of like where did your mind go for that? Like when you were starting to sit down and create this facility?
First the Matrix.
I knew it.
And B, the end of The Last of Us, where Joel's I'm gonna spoil the last. It's an old game. I'm spoiling The Last of Us. I'm sorry. He's trying to get Ellie back from the doctors. It's dark.
Yeah.
It's a gritty scene. That's the artistic direction and tone that I want to pursue. And then we talked early on with Duke and myself with collecting all our references on how we wanted this to look. And there were some dudes from The Last of Us that popped up as like character reference for the dad.
For Joel.
Fair enough.
Dude, it doesn't matter if it's live action or if it's the video game version of that. I don't care which one you're watching, or it will put a tear in your eye, because that shit is heartbreaking. After playing the first game, and then you fall in love with the dude, right? Because he's such a great father figure. It comes off, well, maybe not in some parts, but you're like, oh, he's a good. There's some scenes where not so much, especially in I think number 2 before his death. But yeah, that's neither here nor there. We won't talk about that. But so Mids, what was the hardest element kind of to bring to life, whether it was the machines, the atmosphere that was portrayed in this, or the children's, like what was the hardest part for you to kind of like bring to life? So if you can even say it.
I think I can say it. Still a work in progress. I'll talk around it, but still a work in progress on my end. Like I'm just breaking through some. I think I got to page 5's thumbnails, and I gotta finish that up. But just viewing the script and planning this out in my head, the final pages like I got some thumbnails from Duke to work
Mhm.
with his animator background. Conceptually challenging. Like I love it. Like like everything that's happening on the page, but executing it is going to be a challenge. I know it. So those are gonna take care.
There's a
Yeah.
mind fuck of a page that I gave him to do, and it's going to suck for him.
I was like,
it's going to suck
I
for him.
looked at the thumbnail. I was like, okay, let's do this.
Dude, I'm not even gonna lie. I'm so excited for this book. Like, it's one of those where I had to go today, and like I went ahead and did my pledge for it because I didn't want to forget this one, you know.
Thanks.
But I was just sitting there looking at the covers and just looking at everything. I'm just like, God, I can't wait to get this, you know.
It's awesome.
And there's a lot of books like that, and I wish I could back everybody. I just, man, dude, my money tree isn't growing like that. I wish it was, but it's really not.
It's a great book though, because it's like 70 pages. Like
70 pages.
A lot of pages, a lot of stories.
The price point is like so good.
I know me and Migs, I think there's a tier on the Kickstarter where it also includes like everybody's digital comics as well, like outside of the thing. And so like Greg's in it, Migs's comics in it.
I submitted there, yeah.
Yeah, there's like everyone that has like an additional comic or something. So you're getting like crazy amount of material.
Yeah, that's the one I wanted to do, but I was just like, there's a few other Kickstarters I gotta throw some dollars at. Yeah, so, but yeah, that was the one I wanted. But then I was like, you know what? I know almost like I will by the end of this, I will know almost everybody as a part of this book, and hopefully, you know, later they'll want to come back. So that's an open invite, Mids. When you want to come back, Duke, you got to come back for Greg and for you know Hetz, which is your new one. We'll talk about that one later.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I got to get everybody back on like solo like later on down the road because I like all you guys, and like I've not had a bad guest ever because they would be immediately thrown off the show. That's how you know I've never had a bad guest because I'm that type of host. If you get on here and you're just a complete asshole, and you're gone. Yeah. So, but so this is for both of you. Did you want this to feel like grounded or slightly unreal? Like, because when I'm reading the synopsis of the story, it starts out like it is a very like real day-to-day family just living their life, and then it all explodes.
Yeah, like I think I wanted to be grounded. Like me and Mig's trying to like talk through about like, is this like in the future? Is this like a weird like the world's in a terrible state, or is it kind of like a soon to be future? So we kind of went with like, you know, maybe something in the next like 20-30 years or something, but like we wanted to keep it grounded. We wanted to make it so that it's still the functional world, but you know, just like Invasion of the Body Snatchers or
that's so good. It's such a good movie.
Just stuff like that. And obviously The Thing. There was another one that I was going to reference, like Soylent Green, like things like that, where it's like, well, Soylent Green is a bit different because it wasn't like grounded in a reality yet, hopefully not ever, but more of like Invasion of the Body Snatchers, where it's like everything's normal, but is it normal? And has it been normal? And will
There's another movie. It's not similar to this, but the guy created a like an AI synthetic, and like the skin, like everything about her was like felt real. Her hair, everything, but she was a full synthetic human being with with AI driven mind where she could just learn whatever. And she escapes at the end, but it was just a really cool concept story, you know, similar. Well, not similar, but kind of.
Ex Machina? Was that Ex Machina?
Yeah, Ex Machina, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. It was like, when I watched it the first time, I couldn't watch it. It was like, what the hell? This is so horrible. And then I went back a few years later after the fact, and I'll actually sit down and just like, I'm going to finish this because like, it has such a cult following. Like I have to make myself watch it. And once you get probably the halfway point is when it like, oh, okay, this actually does get better. So, but it's still, I wasn't, it's a
I
toss
felt
up. Like,
yeah.
it's,
I tried to watch that with my wife, and I think I was so tired I fell asleep because we were just watching it so late. And then I think I woke up at the end, and then I was like, okay, well now I know that. So I haven't had a chance to see it again, but I've heard good things. So and I didn't fall asleep because it was bad. I just fell asleep because sometimes you just fall
Tired.
asleep. You know,
I
it's
yeah,
gotta
there you
watch
go.
it still.
yeah.
I,
Yeah.
That's one of
um,
those where I'm not afraid to admit that this chair is pretty comfortable, and I
Yeah.
may have fallen asleep in it
Hey.
more than my fair share. It just happens. Sometimes you're sitting here and you're editing, and it's just like, and you close your eyes for half a second, and
mm,
it's 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
It happens.
Hey, the temperature's right, and you're tired enough. You know, it's gonna get you.
Oh yeah. So this isn't just horror. This does feel like a warning of the not so distant future. So Duke, for you, man, this story about AI or a loss of control?
I think it's more of it's hard to say. It's AI. I find there's AI can be good. There's a good use for AI.
It could
It's
be a
not
tool. It could be a
it's
great
a
tool.
could be an excellent tool for humanity. The problem is AI is a reflection of its user. And if a user is a corporation that just wants to make money and doesn't care about the environment and doesn't care about people and doesn't care about the rest of the world and people, it's going to reflect that, right? And I feel that I feel technology unchecked and unregulated like AI is an issue, and I feel like um, you know it's not good. It's not good for us in an environment, and it's not good for
Mhm.
people if you have a bad reflecting on us as like
Yeah.
as a society and civilization. And I think that it's bad for the environment, it's bad for people, and the fact that AI is not good for everybody. Like it's good as a tool, but
Mhm.
if the person that's using that tool is getting a reflection because they have mental health issues or they have whatever,
Yeah.
that's going back on them, right? So I feel you need regulation, you need to have things in check, you have to have safety measures in place for this stuff. And this story is kind of like, if you don't have those regulations and if you don't have those things in check and you just have reflections of bad people using this technology for not good stuff, and then the
Mhm.
technology says, hey, you know what, we can just reflect back what they're doing and
Yeah.
basically take them out and become people, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, so
So what's the real fear here? Is it the technology or the deception by the people overseeing this technology?
I think, I don't know, I would say deception more, but I don't know, Migs, what do you think?
hmm. I want to say the deception. Like you mentioned just now that it's a tool. The technology can be used by different people for different reasons.
Yeah.
It's not being used well here. This
Yeah.
is the
You two sickos.
well, that's Duke. I'm just trying it.
I live in a world where they're
Hey,
not
you know
using
what they say, right?
Yeah.
The art tells the story, the words advance it.
I'm fully complicit. Yeah, I saw the script and I was like, yeah, I'm in. Sure. So I
Oh,
asked
dude,
Christian
I
first,
love
like
it.
in my submission form on the Google Forms, I was like, if you have a writer that has something fucked up psychologically, that's my favorite genre of horror. So
Mhm.
please pair me with them. And then they put me Duke. So
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, great.
It's
And if you know
three peas
me,
in a pod there.
my stories are usually fucked up. So that's
Yeah. You notice I said three peas in a pod because we're talking about Duke.
yeah,
Because Duke's just an alter ego. So there's a whole nother person in there.
that's true. That's true.
It's like I always tell people, they're like, well, what do you go by the chairman? I'm like, it's a character.
You gotta have, you gotta have your separation, right? You gotta get out there.
Exactly. It's my gimmick. It's
Yeah.
my gimmick, man.
Hey, Batman does it, right?
Hey,
Like,
exactly. If it's good enough for Bruce, it's good
yeah,
enough for Jeff. Is all I'm
yeah.
saying.
He's got personas. I'm just here. I'm just a guy. Okay. Well, I'll take notes, so we should go into this.
So, Mids, this is for you, man. How do you visually represent something as abstract as loss of humanity?
Ooh. So I took a crack at that with the sticker design. I was like, let's you were showing the bare minimum of human structure here. I just
Mhm.
showed the eye. I was like, okay, the Duke seems to like this. I'll see what I can use
Yeah.
from this strategy onto the script later on down in the pages. With the sun specifically, there's good ref, like we mentioned, and so I heard a mortician talk about how there is a signature tell on human life by the light reflecting in people's eyes.
Mhm.
And like that someone has to go in and post and scrub the light out of people's eyes in movie scenes where they're dead. So that's something I want to try and use in the comic pages
Mhm.
later down the road.
Dude, that's actually really cool.
Yeah.
I mean, because if they're, a biocomputer, would they have that reflection? Because the eyes are the reflection of the soul, and if there's no reflection, there's no soul, right?
Good question, and I think not as the artist, but it's up to Duke.
Yeah.
Duke is down there nodding like, "Oh hell yeah, dude!"
Well, hey,
That's-
they did that in the Thing, right? That was like one of
They
the secret
that was
tells
one of the
for,
signs, yeah.
yeah, if they had light in their eyes, that was, or in their pupil, that they were the Thing or not, based
Yeah.
on if they had it. Yeah.
Okay.
Miz, we're staying with you on this one, man. Were there specific moments where you wanted readers just to feel flat out uncomfortable rather than scared?
Ooh, page 5. There are some people that are involved in this shady organization that are they're just people. Like, you're not fighting a monster.
Yeah.
They're people doing monstrous things, but once again, back to the fucking Last of Us peak fiction. That finale did not feel heroic or good. Joel killed some doctors. Spoilers for The Last of Us, and it's similar pacing in tone happening on this page. Like, when you're fighting
Okay.
monsters, sure,
Yeah.
let's fair game, bust out the flamethrower. But the script specifically said bash his head in with a bolt cutter. I was like, oh, okay. Sure thing. That's not very heroic at all, but I'm gonna try it.
He's got to do it quick and dirty, He's got to.
Exactly.
Just using the
Don't
tools
think.
that he has.
Just swing it.
Yep.
Think about bolt
Yeah.
cutters. That's like 20,
It's
25, 30
hefty.
pounds. Yeah, they're hefty, man.
It's hefty.
Yeah.
So this is for both of you. What do you want readers thinking about after the end of this story? I mean, I know this is anthology. They're on to the next story, but when they get to the end of your story, what do you want readers thinking?
I want them to be like, what the fuck? Like, what? Like, what? Like, oh shit. Like, oh man. It's just like, it's, I don't want to spoil it, but
Yeah, no, let's not do that.
I want them to just feel, I want them just to have a feeling, just a feeling. And I don't know what feeling that'll give them, but a feeling of like, like shit, like, yeah, that was the horror story. Okay, cool.
It's one of those where you want them to put the book down and think about it.
Yeah, just like, if I could reflect on watching Game of Thrones when the Mountain versus the Viper episode, and I watched that, I worked really late one night, and I came
Speaking
home
of the Viper and Joel, I think they have something in common.
Yeah.
Pedro.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. This is Last of Us night, man. It's crazy, but
Yeah, it's kind of weird. We keep coming back to Pedro, man.
yeah. But here's the thing: like, I watched that at like 2:30 in the morning after work one day, and I didn't know what I was getting into. I was like, okay, I'm just going to watch some Game of Thrones. Like, let's just do it. I'll just watch this and then go to bed. And then he has, spoiler alert, like his head explodes because the guy crushes his head in, and then that's the end of the episode. And you're just kind of like, oh, fuck. Like, what the fuck? I can't go to sleep now. What the fuck? So, I kind of want to.
And it was in graphic
along.
detail too.
Yeah. It's bad. It's
And then when you actually see the mountain, like on his Instagram interacting with his wife and his family, he's like this big giant teddy bear. You're like,
the nicest guys that do the craziest stuff.
It really is.
Yeah.
I mean, he's like 6'10" or something,
Yeah.
like 400 pounds.
Yeah, he's
He also competes in strongman.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
those competitions are wild.
Yeah. What do you think, Mids?
Ooh, final notes on reading.
Yeah. What do you want them to feel?
So AI has me feeling with a deep existential dread on the daily. If the reader can pick up on that, then I think that'll be mission accomplished for me. Sure. Dread.
So our father here, he saves his son, but realizes his family is already gone. Duke, why was it important that he was already too late?
I don't know. It's messed up. I don't know. I to be honest, I got thrown off when you were like our Father. I was like, is he doing some prayer here?
No,
our Father who art in
no.
heaven, hallowed be the name. Yeah, the
Our father in the story, man, not the one in the Bible.
Oh,
The
I know.
story.
I just got thrown off. I was like, where's it going? It's been a long day. Sorry, can you just say that question? Repeat the question one more time. Sorry.
Yeah. Why was it important that he was already too late in this story?
I think it gives you a sense of defeat.
Yeah.
I think it's just one of those things that you're just like, oh no. And
I mean, he had this false sense of security where he felt like he won.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just really just getting that last pull of the heartstrings, I guess, at the end of that.
Yeah. So when you wrote this, did you like do two versions of this story? One where, he actually, does win, or was it just always like dread?
I did 3 versions.
Okay.
One is the one that we have now, and then one was an accidental thing where his son like accidentally kills the dad in the moment, like because he thinks the dad's taken over by the thing that happens. So that was the ending version 2, which then we all agreed we didn't want to do. And then the other ending, I had to cut because we only had 8 pages, and it involved like a highway speed chase with like the robots and like all this crazy stuff, and then them crawling into the forest, and then a similar outcome to what we have in this one, but it was a bit more.
Yeah.
It was basically just them out of fire retelling the story, and then we catch up to that, and then something bad happens, and then that's the end. But we couldn't fit all that in the story, so we just cut it back. Which actually, it would have been
2 or 3 more pages.
Oh yeah, it was too.
Yeah.
It was too much, and I like how it ended it now, because I didn't really have like I was telling you guys before the call, like I just winged this story. Like it was a very like winged thing where I had the nugget of the idea, and I was like, I got to write this, and then I did the big long one that I just mentioned, and then I just scaled it back to the 2 ones, and then we just chopped the one and kept the other. So, but yeah.
So Miguel, over to you, man. How do you visually land a twist like this without over complicating it or over explaining it?
Ooh. So the short answer is I haven't yet. I haven't got to that ending page. Then these are the pages I talked about that are going to be conceptually challenging, because nailing that ending, I suppose got to do with patience and got to do with a lot of collaboration with the Duke over here. I feel like I'll probably draw it in front of you so we can work out
Yeah, that sounds good.
how to tackle that.
It's a lot of just like graphic design stuff and just kind of like, because I think if I recall, it's like a 2-page spread splash page, but it's like all the action happening around this one thing. And then we're kind of doing something weird because we want to like, not to spoil anything, but we're trying to show computer processing in the middle of the story while things are happening. And it's going to be cool. It's going to be awesome. It's just, it's hard. It's one of those weird things where like, when I was writing it, I was like, this is going to be weird to show, but if we do it in a way that makes sense and we can kind of have it following something, it'll work. So
yeah, almost following like a program code.
Yeah.
And I dropped out of comp sci, so maybe that'll be useful.
Nice.
maybe I have some knowledge that can help in this specific situation.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, that's hilarious. So, Mids, what's the final image that you want burned into this reader's mind?
Hmm.
You can just say a page number.
It's got to be those last 2 pages.
Okay.
Like I it's in the physical format. I want people to crack this book open and take the time to pause and really take in these final 2 pages because that's gonna be a lot of work.
Yeah.
I work on Webtoon a lot where people will scroll through ahead
Just to get to the end.
and they'll just scroll through. It's like, I bet it happens. So hopefully it'll stick in when it's in people's hands and they're forced to look at it.
So this is for both of you. What emotion do you want readers to walk away from in this story? Is it fear, dread, or just something else entirely?
Dread for me.
Dread's good. I'll go with Dread.
I'll take dread. I'll take dread.
Dread's all right. You know, as long as they feel something and they're entertained and they got their money's worth, that's all that really matters at the end of the day.
Dude, 70 pages. I forgot how much the book was. I mean, you're definitely getting your money's worth on this one.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit more about the creative process behind this. And we'll start with you, Duke. How detailed was your script for something this complex of the story?
Not detailed enough. Not detailed enough.
Mitch, did you have to go back and be like, hey, dude, what the hell is this?
I ask some questions every once in a while.
Like, why is it written in crayon?
Yeah, it was more polite. It was more polite, but it was just kind of like, dude, you need to like, because I usually when I do my scripts, I use it in a different like processor, and I kind of like it's made for comics, so the scripts will pop out almost like a movie script and have like the scene number and all this stuff. But with this, like, I didn't see. I don't think I saw Chris's thing until like it was like the day of that it was due, and I was messaging Chris Stahl. I was like, "Yo, man, I might try and do something. Like, I got an idea, but I don't know." And he was like, "Just do it, man. It'll be cool. Like, don't worry about it." And I was like, "All right, let's do it." And then I just like it was like the 11th hour. I sent something in, and I was like, "I hope this is cool." And then they were like, "Yeah, it's great." And then they needed to team people up, and they were like, "We need a script." And I was like, "I don't have one, but I will do one right now." And then I just kind of winged what we have now. And then I've been so busy with my son and work and everything that it was just like I didn't even realize I didn't put enough some details in there. And like Migs was like, "Yeah, you didn't write. This is all in your head. Like you didn't write this in the script." And I was like, "Oh yeah, right. Sorry, I should have put that in." Like, there's certain things like actions where I was like, I could see it in my head, but I didn't fully explain it on the page. So I had to go back and do some of that and whatever. But
yeah, that's why it makes it good, man.
Yeah.
So this is kind of for both of y'all. Did anything change really during the collaboration, but on the project? Like whether it was like Duke, you going back to Mids, or Mids, you going back to Duke and going, "What are you doing here?"
I don't think so. Like maybe for Migs, I don't know. Most of the stuff the only thing we've had is like just minor like minor notes or revisions, or it's just like, oh, like maybe we can do this, or instead of this, like let's try this, and maybe let's flip this or flop that or whatever.
Yeah.
And let's maybe scale this frame up bigger, or a panel bigger than this one, stuff. Or and I don't think, I think there was only maybe like one or two things I was being picky on, maybe. But I think for the most part it was pretty good. I think, I don't know, Mix.
We're sticking to the script itself is not particularly changing all that much in the process, but I do get some artistic direction from Duke, so which is
it's a good segue, because that was my next question for you, Mids, is like, how much freedom were you allowed when interpreting this script?
Ooh, so my answer is a satisfying amount. The script, it's got the instructions on the action and what the characters are thinking. Then that's so Duke's over here, like you were talking about your script as if like it wasn't detailed enough. Some artists, that's okay. Like I'll ask a clarifying question when I need to, but getting a blueprint for the building and then being told to go have fun is a treat in my books.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And I've talked to artists where it went both ways. Some people want every single detail on the page, like where the hell's the sun in the sky, so I know if you say they're facing this way, I know where the sun is in conjunction to them, so I know how the shadows fall on their bodies.
Yeah.
And I know people who are the exact opposite, who just go, can I have creative freedom to interpret your script the way I want? And they just go ham after that, right?
I feel like I'm definitely on that side of the spectrum, because like page 1 is an example. When I was drawing the characters' like house where their family lives, I was just like thinking about what the notes Duke gave me. It was like, he's a doomsday prepper, he's a little paranoid. Okay, so we're gonna stock his house up with canned food and MREs and put like a security lock on his window. So, and he seemed to like those pages.
Dude, that's kind of wild that we're talking about, this type of story, and the father is like a doomsdayer, and then it happens to him.
Everybody laughs at the doomsday prepper until he's right. So
there's a guy,
exactly.
To just jump on that, there was a guy in my old neighborhood, and he, like, literally not like maybe like 6 months ago, he just started filling. He had all these like gas cans, and he just started filling all of them with gas, and then people were getting concerned because he just kept filling, like it was like 20 like canisters of gasoline, like filled. And they were just like, they're like, what are you going to do with that? He's like, I'm storing it because like the gas is going to go up, we're going to run out. And then it was like, and everyone was like, oh, that's doomsday prepper. And then now we're like, oh yeah, it's like $2 a liter for gas, and it's only going to keep going up. And meanwhile, this guy probably has a basement full of gasoline. Just like,
I hope he doesn't have a basement of gasoline, and if he does, I hope it's ventilated right.
I hope so too.
Concerning.
And hopefully he doesn't have natural gas in his house. That way, when it kicks on to either warm his house or to turn on to warm his shower, because that's just like, click, click, boom, and you got a crater in the middle of your subdivision there.
Well, that's the problem with some doomsday preppers, is they prep too hard, they over prep, and then it backfires. I find in a lot of these stories. Or someone just comes and takes all their shit. They're like, okay, I know I watched you fill up your truck for like 6 months. I'm going to come to your house and steal your gas, right? So
yeah.
Can I ask you all a question? Oh, after I don't mean to interrupt.
Oh no, go ahead.
No, go for it.
Do you consider yourselves preppers in these current times? Are you preparing out here for the tumultuous world situation?
Like the closest that I would come to doing that is like buying like a solar power battery, like just to plug in my phone and stuff, and maybe buying like a couple life straws. That's like the furthest I would go for like doomsday prepping on my end, at least. Like maybe actually no, that's a lie. I did when I lived in the east end of Toronto, because it's not far from the nuclear power plant in Ajax. I did during the pandemic order key pills because they'll send them to you for free if you mail or request them. And so I have some key pills because we had a random it during one of they were testing the alarm system, but one day they were just like it sent out a text being like the nuclear power plant is like failed or
Was
something.
that last year?
It was a couple of years ago. It was like I think it was during the pandemic here. But it was one of those. It was a similar thing to like what happened in like Hawaii, where like they were like, their bombs are being dropped on us, we're all gonna die, and then like everyone's like, So after that, I was kind of like, you know what, I'll just get some key pills so I have them for my family, just in case there's like ever any like radiation that's spilling out. I was outside of the blast radius or anything if anything did happen, but you just want to have a little bit of extra precautions just in case. But that's the most for me, at least. I don't know about you guys.
I mean, I'll put it like this: you know Daryl Dixon, right?
Are you Daryl Dixon?
You got a crossbow
And a bow.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
And a small arsenal. I may be good to go.
Nice.
Awesome.
But that's just like I grew up that way, so for me, that's just like normal stuff. So I don't know.
I think it's like I think like we're in Canada, so like we don't have access to a lot of like stuff. Like we can probably get a bow and arrow and stuff, or maybe like pepper spray, and we can, I guess, if we have like a gun license, we can get like a couple of different variations of guns depending on the license. But for like doomsday prepping, you got to be in the country, like out like in like the like in Alberta or like outside of like the Toronto radius.
Yeah, up there where Brock Lesnar lives, because I know he's a big hunter up there.
Nice, yeah.
Lesnar.
Yeah. But no, let's just say I'm always ready.
You got a bazooka in there.
It's right there.
Yeah, you got to have one in each room, man. Come on.
It's got the stash. All right, awesome.
Hey, so, and Mids, this is for you, man. So, was there anything that you kind of added visually that wasn't like originally written by Duke? Like, was there a scene where you're like, you know what? If I add this, it's just going to amplify this scene up.
I think I tried to stay true to the script for what I've done so far. Nothing too crazy on my end. It's subtle details that when I got asked to draw urban environments, my mind just went to Toronto because it's the urban environment that I'm most familiar with. So there's no CN.
What do y'all call yourselves in Toronto? Are you Torosians?
No, it's Torontonians.
Yeah. Torontonians.
Yeah. That's
I like my version better.
What was yours?
Torosians.
Yeah, like an alien. Yeah.
Exactly.
I like Torontonian. I'm good with Torontonian. Torontonians in the 6. There's T-Dot. Different names for the 6.
Yeah. It's always wild because like I know how Canada is laid out on the map, but unless I see the map and where the cities are, like my brain can't function to a point where I can go, oh yeah, that's over there, or Toronto's like right here. I have to see the map with all the cities and provinces laid out on it. Otherwise, I'm just like, I don't know where the hell anything y'all are talking about is. So for me, it's like, because it's like boom, boom, and then boom over here, and then everything else in between. It's just kind of like wild in my head.
Well, it's just wild in general because like everything's so spread out, and like there's only so many places that are like habitable, like in Canada, because it's just like marshes, and prairies, and like stuff like It's
I only
wild.
know where some states are, so you're doing better than I am, I think.
It's all right. I live here, and I don't know. Like I couldn't like, I would do really good up until we got into the Northeast, and then I would just be like, nobody cares. That place has good crab. That place has good lobster. Outside of that, I don't know.
Lobster.
Fair.
But so this is going to be kind of for both of y'all as we start wrapping this up. What makes AHA different from other horror anthologies? Y'all can just take turns answering however y'all want.
You going in the chamber, Duke?
Sure, yeah.
He's always got one in the chamber. What you talking
I'm ready.
about?
I'm ready.
You can't rock a pink suit and not have one in the chamber.
Yeah. Always got one ready. But no, first of all, Chris and Chris are amazing.
Really are.
They're doing a great thing. But, not a lot of people go out of their way and be like, you know what, we're just gonna do an anthology and support all these indie artists that we think are awesome and cool. And,
not just indie artists, but new to the game indie artists. That was what I really liked about it.
And as Canadians as well, it's sometimes difficult for us to not difficult, but there's a lot of competition to get. What's up, dude? It's a lot of
I love it.
That's what
I'm not editing that for shit. That's just gonna be there forever.
That's my younger brother Louise. Sorry to interrupt.
No worries. I was just saying there's a lot of it being able to do something that's going to be published in America is cool, especially for a new artist and writer. And for people that are in our position, it's always great to try to get as many credits as we can because it gives us experience.
But Toronto has a really nice comic book scene. Like it's a huge growing scene up there.
Yeah.
It was already good, but it's continuously growing up there, especially in the indie sphere of things, because there's so many great people up there right now working in comic books and doing comic books. I consider Toronto to be one of the hotbeds right now of indie comic books.
Toronto
Quote me on that. Write that down.
Oh.
But yeah, it's just it's like very competitive, right? Even trying to get into like booths for like Toronto Comic Con or TCAF or different things like that, like it's just like extremely competitive. And if you're just like one day being like, I'm going to do comics, like this is my thing, and I want to like try and do stuff, like you're gonna have so much like uphill like battling to do to get seen and trying to get stuff. So it's great when people want to help you out and bring you along the way or give you an opportunity to show your work and get your work out there. And Chris at CHK Comics are doing that for us. And the other amazing thing too is that it's a Kickstarter, so it benefits everyone on this, because if it gets greenlit and it's very close to getting fully funded, that's just another
as of this recording. I think it's at 75% funded right now.
Yeah, and it's only been like a week, right? I think it's only been
a little over a week.
Yeah, which is wild.
Awesome.
Yeah, I think we got like halfway funded like within the first day or two.
Within the first 48 hours, I think. And that's and this is what I like. One of the trends is it hits fast, and then it may like slow down just a little bit, and then it'll peak back up again. Yeah. And I'm hoping when it peaks this time, it just like continues to peak. And if I get my way, it will happen. Yeah.
Well, and the thing too is like we still have like 25 more days left to go. Like I think today is the last day, or yesterday is the last day to get in for the like
yesterday, I think. Yeah.
No, so
I think that was only for 48 hours.
Oh, okay. So maybe, makes sense. But we still have like almost a month to go, and like it's only going to be awesome from there. So it's going to be dope. And I everyone's stories look great. The covers look sick. Miguel's
some amazing covers.
Looks great.
Thanks.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool. I don't think I've seen all the stickers yet, but I saw the covers are great.
I've seen just about all of them. They all look really good.
Yeah, I purchased the one, I forget the name, so this is gonna suck, but the one with like the serpent on the cover, I really like that one. I really like that one. So I picked up that
cover.
Yeah, that was sick.
That was a good one.
So I
got all three covers. I did do all three covers. I had they were so cool. I was like, I got to get all three.
Yeah.
So
they're all amazing. The night one was cool too, and the one at the back ripping open was amazing.
Oh yeah, that one's my favorite, hands down. It's just so disgusting. What's not to like? But any thoughts on that question, Mids?
Oh, Chris and Chris as like a management team. I've never heard a management team in any job say, "Hey, we're learning as we go."
Yeah,
and it was great to hear. I was like, oh, okay, dude.
He said that with so much pride when he said that on the podcast last week. He's like, I was honest with everybody. We're just gonna learn and wing it as we go. I was like,
Yeah,
hell yeah, dude. That's
that
what's
was
up.
that was appreciated. That was certainly
Yeah.
appreciated because other management teams, I'm not going to name drop any jobs, but sometimes they're like, "Hey, we know everything," and they don't. They don't.
Oh yeah, yeah.
No one ever does.
Well, doing the
And
way they do
that's
it.
one of those right now where I'm trying to get like production teams to come on, or in companies who work in production, like small indie presses and that kind of stuff. Like I want to talk to them. I really want to explore all sides of the indie comic book industry, and
Mm-hmm.
I've been inviting them and trying to make stuff work for them. So we'll see. I'm hoping soon I'll be able to get a couple on, and just I want to be able to share all sides of this, not just from the artist, the colorist, the inker, the writer, but the guys who publish these books, the guys who go out and find stories to publish for people, and kind of like, what do y'all look for as a indie publisher for these types of things? Because it's honestly one of those questions where, I mean, I speak to tons of indie publishers or indie artists and writers every year and every month. So it's one of those where I'm like, what do y'all look for? That way that knowledge can be departed down to people, to other indie artists and writers and creators who watch the podcast. Just a share of knowledge and the wealth of knowledge that is out there. So yeah, soon. Y'all stay tuned for that one.
Hell yeah.
But why is now the right time to support this kind of story
Well, horror
or
is
book?
horror is becoming more and more acceptable in the mainstream. We have things like Sinners that just won, Oscars, and
That movie was
everything
so
like-
good, though. So good.
Oh yeah,
And he's rebooting the S-Files too. So
yeah, I'm excited for that. Yeah, it's gonna be dope.
it's like a pickup where the original S-Files ended. So it's like going to be a whole new series, but the X-Files.
Man, X-Files are wild. I'm just gonna say,
Dude,
that.
I love the X-Files. I'll watch that from start to finish.
Yeah, it's a lot though. If you're gonna,
Oh,
binge
dude,
it,
it's so much to take in. It's so much, but it's so good. Except for when T2 comes in. I didn't like that series when T2 came in. I can't remember his name.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Like his character just didn't work for me. So
That was like season 6,
late season 5, season 6.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's wild. But yeah, no, I just think right now is a great time for horror. I think right now it's a good time to get these types of stories out.
Yeah.
People are hungry for it. People want it. People, want to be scared. People want to, have that comfort of other scary things happening that aren't just the things that are happening in the world. So,
I mean, when you think about it, you have Atomic Monster, A24, Bloomhouse. There's streaming services dedicated straight to like horror movies, indie horror, and that kind of stuff, like Shudder. So within the last like couple of years, or 2 to 3 years, that scene has boomed unlike we've ever seen it before, where we may get a Freddy Krueger or a Jason or a Michael Myers once every 10, 15 years. So the new Hellraiser series I thought was brilliant. So
there's the It Derry, Return to Derry.
Welcome to Derry, which is going to be a lot of 5-part series where it goes back to each instance when it made his appearance, or Pennywise made his appearance.
Yeah.
So I think that's just a really dope concept to explore. And each one kind of answers questions from the previous ones. So
nice. Yeah. So I think it's a good time for it. And, supporting indie comics, supporting indie stories is always great too. Because, with this anthology, anyone was allowed to do anything they wanted to. It was just do whatever you think's cool.
That was that's a direct quote, by the way, from Chris. Go wild.
Yeah. And good results come of it, right? So
100%.
Books, you'll get some awesome stories. So
what's your thoughts, Mids?
I am in agreement, especially on that last part of creative freedom can create great work.
100%. 100%. And that's why I love about indie comics.
Yeah. And you just put it out there and it's out there, right? And you know unless you're working for like a really big company that has like standards and stuff like that are like, you can't say a swear word, you can't do this, whatever.
Editorial staff.
Standards.
Sometimes.
Yeah, but if you're allowed to just do what you need to do, it's nice. So
Speak of the devil, were your ears burning, man? Come on.
Oh, hey,
Catch it right at the end, man. Come on.
nice.
Bugs Punch in the chat.
Oh, I love that guy. He's so great. So what kind of experience are readers getting when they pick up this anthology or when they go to Kickstarter and support this anthology?
I think they're going to get an amazing deal. I think they're going to get an amazing hell yeah. I think you're just going to get an amazing book at the end of the day. And, like we discussed, 70 pages for, with, I think it was 8 different writers, 8 different artists, amazing different variant covers. You get the bonus, I think the add-on bonus if you wanted to get even more.
I think there's 9 really if you include the stuff with Roger in between.
Yeah. There's just so many stories and so many people working on this. It's just a really cool collaboration of just people all over the world.
Fucking random people.
Like I wouldn't have never met Migs if it wasn't for this. And
no, and I'm getting to meet everybody, which is great.
I'm pretty vibrant, but like,
you would have remembered the pink.
You would have been like,
you don't forget the pink suit.
Yeah, but
no, it's really dope too. Like for me, like, and it was like, and we were talking before we went live, just how excited I was that when you shot me the email, like, hey, would I be interested in doing this? Like there was like zero hesitation, and I actually think I emailed you right away, which is something I don't typically do. I normally wait to the end of my duty day. I get off work, I come home, and then I go into business mode. But I think on this one, I was just like, hey, yep, I'm in. And
and I thought it'd be cool because I know you like covering indie stuff and having all these different teams of people coming together.
For me, it's like a dream come true because it's not often you get to speak to both the writer and the artist and also the guys who are producing the book are also writing and drawing for the book as well. It doesn't happen often. So for me, it was like really cool to be able to bring all that together in like this really cool 7-part mini series that I'm doing with this. So for me, it was just like no brainer, and it's horror. I'm a huge fan of horror. I mean, that's no secret. So for me, it was like easy, like, yep, let's do it.
Thanks.
So
yeah. Well, thank you for having us.
No, 100%. 100%, dude.
But yeah, I definitely recommend it, picking it up. Hell yeah.
Yeah, you need to send me one of those AHA hats, bro. You're holding out on me with that AHA hat. The whole time he's in the camera, like doing this. Like, are you just rubbing it in that you got a really cool AHA hat and I don't? I'm like, I see how you're going to do me.
He's flexing on you. That's
exactly. It was like a strong flex too. It's a 101. I see.
Nice.
Okay, that's cool.
I like it though. This is a really dope hat. But let's bring it home, fellas. What we say? Let's bring it home.
Sure. Yeah.
So for everybody at home, Mids, tell everybody where they can find you.
Sure. I'm mostly on Blue Sky and Instagram at Migs_Inc. I'm also on Webtoon, which can be found via those accounts, Blue Sky and Instagram. Don't expect a Webtoon update anytime soon. I got to lock in. I got 8 pages to do, guys.
What about you, Duke?
You can find me on Blue Sky as Duke Electric. You can find me under Nerd in the Sky. You can find me under Greg Comic Official. And you can find me and Migs at Brantford Comic Con coming up soon because we'll be there promoting this horror anthology and some of our work outside of it. And yeah, it'll be a good time. So definitely check us out. Check everybody out. Check out the CHK Comics. Check out the Kickstarter. Buy a book on the Kickstarter. Support the Kickstarter. Support horror and indie comics and rock and roll, And yeah.
I like it. And Ms., make sure I get your blue sky. I didn't have your blue sky originally, so when I built this StreamYard description, I didn't include that. So if you want to make sure I get that, I'll include that as well.
Thanks.
But horror doesn't always come from monsters. Sometimes it comes from the moment you realize the people you love aren't who they used to be. Tonight's story wasn't just about fear. It was about instinct, truth, and what happens when you uncover something you were never meant to see. So make sure you support Duke Electric, Miguel Santiago, follow the work, and experience aha for yourself, because stories like this, they just don't stay in your head. They make you question everything. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the chairman and the United States Department of Nerds, and the Council of Nerds is adjourned. Y'all stay safe out there. And did I mention this has been the USDM podcast where indie comics come to life?
You did now.
Make sure.
It's a trap!